You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
The NBA announced their dunk of the year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
We're really just, I was really looking at the success that Memphis has, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome everyone to the program. This is the Odds Couple Thursday edition of the large program, and we have a busy one for you today. It is week 3 in college football, week 2 in the National Football League, including a big one tonight in the Shield. We'll discuss all those games. We'll have picks for all those games. We'll have our own picks for the weekend. We got some fish nuggets as well, and we'll wrap up with a couple of free picks that we'll throw out there.
Free picks
as well. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is not here in studio. John Roser is. Hello, John Roser.
What up, Rob Fisher? How are we?
I'm good, man. You doing all right?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm great. My whole football team is injured.
Yep.
As I get ready to go down south this weekend to see them play the New Orleans Saints.
Nice.
I get to see the backup version, the number 2 team, but you know.
Yeah.
Just don't get to see my team in person often, so we're gonna have fun.
Well, that'll be cool. CJ Hurt is here. Hello, CJ.
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. So good to have football back full swing. Oh, it's Thursday football, Friday football, Saturday football, Sunday football, Monday football. When the hell is Maction? I need that Tuesday, Wednesday.
We need the Tuesday,
I'm
Wednesday,
fiending for that Tuesday, Wednesday, dog.
Yeah, no kidding. Lang Whitaker won so much money in week 2 that he hopped on a jet, flew out to Las Vegas, and is going to spend it all in week 3. And he joins us from Sin City. Hello, Lang.
What's up, Rob? I know iShow Speed's been walking around Memphis all day doing a live stream. Well, this is the Odds Couple version.
Oh yeah.
Of iShow Speed. I'm just walking through the casino here.
Which casino?
I'm at the Aria right now, just wandering around. A lot of people wearing football jerseys. Everybody's excited about the football coming up this weekend. A lot of NFL jerseys. I haven't seen a lot of college jerseys. Although UNLV's a 3-0 start, which we didn't expect.
Yeah. I don't think you can bet UNLV there. So if you wanted to,
the Aria is huge. You could walk from the front doors of the Aria all the way back to the sports book, and then circle back around and come back to the front doors, and the show will not be over by then. Yeah. The Aria is huge, huge.
All these places are. I was trying to get my steps in, and you can do it without going outside. You can walk miles without ever touching air.
Oh, dude, getting to your room at the Aria, you go up to a certain floor, the floors. And you will go, and you get off the elevator, and then you go down one way of the hallway. You will go down the hallway. We stayed there one time. You go down the hall, and you get all the way to the end of that hall, And then it splits into 2 more hallways of rooms. Like it's huge. Yeah.
It's very confusing. It's very confusing, but and there's multiple elevators. Certain elevators go to certain floors, some don't.
Yeah.
Like it's all very weird.
Yeah. When I was there, the whatever nightclub is there, it was Lil Jon had his residency, and we saw him getting on the elevator somehow because he had security with him because he is Lil. He is very Lil.
He took third place in one of these bodybuilding competitions here
Lil
recently.
Jon?
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah. He's gotten into the competitive bodybuilding scene.
They say he's 5'6". I don't buy it.
Wow.
What does that make you, medium, John?
Let's see. He is a bodybuilder.
Lang,
John?
Yeah. Lang, this weekend, a lot of great action, including your Georgia Bulldogs taking on Tennessee this week. Georgia historically has owned the Volunteers. How are you feeling going into this one?
Yeah, Dogs have won 8 in a row, all double digits against Tennessee. I mean, historically is a strong word. Tennessee was pretty good there for a while.
Yeah.
But Georgia's been good for a while. I would just say, like, I'm just taking the under on this one. I think it's 55, something like that. But the way that these two teams have looked this season, Tennessee's looked competent. Georgia has not played anybody good. And their quarterback, Gunnar Stockton, has not tried to throw the ball downfield. And I don't know if that's just him not being able to throw the ball downfield or if that's Georgia, what they usually do is just try to be as vanilla as possible the first couple of weeks before they have to play a real team. So I don't know which of those two it is. But either way, I feel like they're going to try and just limit possessions. And they've done pretty well defensively against that Josh Heupel offense. The one thing about Georgia I could say is defensively, they look really good this year. They seem to have kind of restocked at all those positions. C.J. Allen's one of the best linebackers in the country. They have really good safeties. Like they're good defensively, and I feel like they're going to stick around in that game because of their defense and have a shot at it only because of the defense. If the offense scores, great, but I don't know how those two teams are going to combine for close to 60 points.
Yeah. Roser, what game are you looking forward to the most?
49ers Saints. Because I'll be there.
Because you'll be there.
But I know most people aren't. I will say Tennessee, Georgia seems like it does seem like the easy answer. And you could say LSU, Florida. I think South Carolina, Vandy definitely does just because you have the two quarterbacks. I'm going to say Arkansas, Ole Miss just because their games always seem to be fun.
Yep.
And I think we have a chance to have a really fun one in Oxford. You don't know. Austin Simmons is probable now, but Taylon Green, 10 touchdowns, 2 picks so far early in the season. Now they haven't played anybody, but Bobby Petrino offense. Like I think Arkansas's offense is probably going to be able to move the ball. Kentucky had more yards against Ole Miss than they did against Toledo. If that tells you that how Ole Miss's defense probably taking a step back, I think you make it a really high scoring one in Oxford.
Yeah. CJ, what are you looking forward to?
There are so many interesting games. I'm going to know a lot about Texas A&M and Notre Dame come the end of that contest, but the one that I'm most intrigued by is Miami, South Florida, because I think Miami, after not believing in Miami, I'm willing to start moving my thoughts, changing my thoughts just 2 weeks into the season. Miami, with Carson Beck at quarterback and all that talent that they have, particularly on the defensive side of the ball and on the defensive line, they might be pretty damn good. And I know for a fact South Florida is not good. But I don't know that for a fact because not good teams don't beat Boise State by 30. Not good teams don't get a win in the swamp, right? Like that's good teams do that. South Florida is doing it, even though from a game control standpoint, even though from a in-the-game statistical standpoint, you look at the stats and they're very underwhelming. You look at the stats and you watch the game. You're like, oh, Boise State or Florida is dominating this game. They're running this game. They're about to blow it open, and they don't. And you look up, and South Florida has won. So I'm really excited to watch that. I hope Miami goes out there and beats the hell out of them, but I don't think they will. I don't know if they can or not. South Florida might be a team of destiny 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah. Other than your dogs, Lang, what are you looking forward to?
Same one. I mean, I've got money on South Florida because I've had them so far twice this year, and they've been a covering machine. And now they're giving me 17 points. again against Miami. And I think Miami's better than University of Florida. But I think South Florida's for real. I said it last week, and you guys told me no. But I think they are. Byron Brown's an awesome quarterback. Alex Golesh is a great coach. I've put money on South Florida. I think they're going to at least cover. Like, I don't know if they beat Miami, but I think they'll at least cover that 17.5 points against Miami.
All right. Well, Lang, we'll let you go, man. Get your steps in and enjoy Las Vegas. Get some bets in and come back safely. Come back with some money.
Thank you. I'm going to take the Rob Fisher Memorial Highway tonight.
That's right.
Go over to some of your old haunts.
Go to the Continental. Yeah. See, I don't even know if it's still open.
Maybe see a show. I don't know. Maybe go see Neil Diamond, somebody. You know who's actually doing a show tonight? Wayne Newton.
Really?
That guy's got to be, yeah, I know. He's got to be 80-something years old. Like, I don't know, but he's doing a show tonight somewhere, so I might go see that.
All right. Well, enjoy that, Lang. Thank you very much for checking in. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. See ya.
All right, man. Lang Whitaker joining us from Las Vegas, where he's going to watch and bet on all the games for the next couple of days.
Lang Whitaker got out there because he hit on that South Florida last week.
That's right.
He was the only one, I think, of us to pick South Florida. What a pick by Lang.
Yeah, but what are we picking this week? We'll find out coming up here in moments. But first, we start this week with the Memphis Tigers as the Memphis Tigers take on Troy this week. That number was 4.5 for the Tigers. I believe it's down to 3.5.
Yeah.
Down to 3.5 now. Tigers favored over Troy this week. The total at 51.5. Memphis 10-16 against the spread on the road. Memphis 4-7-1 against the spread in the month of September. 15-26 against the spread as a favorite. And 11 of their last 16 on the road have gone over the total. Troy 17-4 straight up. Their last 21 at home. 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. 12-5 against the spread as a dog, and 5 of their last 7 have gone over. I think this one is going to be very close. I do believe Memphis will pull it out. I have Memphis winning 28-24, Troy getting the cover, and the total barely going over as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've seen Memphis what they want to do in their first 2 games. Now they might get C.J. Smith back, we played at Georgia and then Purdue, the transfer there at wide receiver, the speedster. But I think you've seen in the first 2 games what Memphis wants to do. They've had 28 passes in the first game, 20 passes against 28 against Chattanooga, 20 against Georgia State. 33 runs against Chattanooga, 40 runs against Georgia State. Memphis wants to run the ball. And they clearly have a slew of running backs, whether it is Sutton Smith, DeRozier, who didn't even play last week, Makari Bodyford, who had, 2 touchdowns last week. Like, they've got a stable of running backs that they believe in, and their quarterback can run the ball. The thing is going to be, can Troy force Memphis to pass? It seems to be how you have to play Memphis. If you can slow down their ability to run the ball, then you probably will have a chance, because Memphis, nobody has shown so far, and it's only been through 2 games, so we'll see as this goes on. But somebody is at some point going to try to make Brendan Lewis beat them throwing the ball, and we'll see if Memphis can do it. And if it's this weekend. No, not touching it. Not touching it.
CJ?
Adding to Roser's point, I think it's spot on. I'm not sure if Memphis can throw the ball. They're averaging, 197.5, I think, yards per game passing. And their opponents were who again? Chattanooga,
Clemson,
and Memphis?
Oh, no, Memphis. Chattanooga and Georgia State.
Chattanooga and Georgia State, right? Like, that is concerning. But I'm not sure if Troy has the athletes to keep Memphis from running the ball and establishing the run. I look forward to seeing what that looks like, because there are some high-scoring teams in the American who I think later might pose a bit of a problem for Memphis, especially if Memphis finds themselves down by double digits, 10, 12, 14 points or something like that. I'm not sure if Troy is that team. Memphis is also riding a 6-game win streak against the spread and a 7-game spread non-losing streak. The 7th game was a push. So I will be taking the Tigers laying the 4.5, and I'll also take the under in this one.
All right.
Okay.
I'll take Troy plus the points.
Oh,
yeah.
Tiger hater.
No, that's not true. I've said it many times already this year. This is a very dangerous game for the Tigers that I don't understand why they're even playing this game.
No. It's what, and if they get through this game, I do think it's also a great spot for them. That Arkansas game could be because it's a dangerous game for Arkansas because it's sandwiched for Arkansas on their schedule. It's sandwiched between Ole Miss and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So it's a perfect spot for Memphis if they can get past this Troy game. Hopefully, Ryan Silverfield, now another year of experience coaching. Hopefully, he seemed way more comfortable. The 2 to 3 times that we have spoken to him this offseason, he seemed way more comfortable than he had any other offseason. And I think maybe he's finally found himself as a coach and who he is and how he wants his team to play. And we'll see.
Maybe he likes his team too.
Yeah, maybe he likes his team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we'll see. 11 a.m. on ESPNU.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. We're just getting started. When we come back, we'll check out the SEC action, top 25, and the National Football League. Give you picks or park it for all of those games, plus some fish nuggets coming up here on the Odds Couple, right here on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
The NBA announced their dunk of the year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
You want to be where you think the University of Memphis belongs.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what the next step is?
I think we're positioned, we're ripe for success. And so what I don't want to do is make an intermediate move if it's not going to position us well. And so my job is to make sure when that opportunity presents itself and the circumstance is right, that Memphis is prepared 100% to take advantage of it.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Lang is gone today. He's in Las Vegas. I'm Rob Fisher, John Roser, CJ Hurt, all here. And we're about to play Pick It or Park It, where I'll give the games. We will pick them or we will park them for the weekend.
Pick 'em, CJ. Pick. Bing. Park 'em. We'll get sound effects for next week. I promise. I promise.
All right, let's start with the big Georgia-Tennessee matchup. That big tilt. Georgia, a 3.5-point favorite at Tennessee. The total at 49.5. The Dogs are 3-11 against the spread in their last 14 games. They're 2-7 against the spread, their last 9 on the road. They are 1-11 against the spread as a favorite. They are 0-7 against the spread, their last 7 in September. And 5 of their last 6 on the road have gone under. For the Vols, 25-16 against the spread, their last 41 games, including 4-1 against the number in their last 5. UT also 12-6 against the spread, their last 18 at home, and 23-1 straight up, their last 24 at home. Two of the last 3 meetings have gone under the total, and Tennessee, when undefeated, they are 9-4 straight up against the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah, I had to go one bulldog, one hound.
Yeah, I got you.
You got it.
I got it. I was there.
We're from the South.
Yeah.
We get it. Yeah.
I am going Tennessee straight up. Tennessee 24-21. They cover the number. They win it straight up, and the total goes under the 49.5. Go Vols. Roser.
I have a pick on this game. I am going to pick it. It is one of my picks. The last 4 times these teams have met, let's just put it this way. Georgia's won 8 straight by an average of 38-13. Georgia has won 4 straight in Knoxville by an average score of 41-10. The last 4 games, this is Knoxville and Athens, the Heupel years. Tennessee has averaged per game in Josh Heupel's tenure 473.5 yards per game. Against the Georgia Bulldogs and Kirby Smart, that is 316.5 yards per game. Georgia has out-averaged them 450 to 316.5 yards in these games. This is prove it to me, Tennessee, and you haven't proven it to me yet against Georgia. If you do, I will gladly take my medicine. Georgia, -3.5, lay it. They have beat the living crap out of Josh Heupel's teams since he's been there in Tennessee. They'll do it again. Dogs big! Hoo, hoo, hoo!
CJ.
These 2 teams have combined to allow 0 sacks so far on the season. The offensive line play for both of them have been pretty good. It'll be about who can get pressure on the quarterback, and then it comes down to third down conversion, where Tennessee is converting almost 2/3 of their third downs, right around 65%. Georgia, on the other hand, is about 44% of that third downs, and that's against with one team on the schedule that is a FCS school in Austin Peay. Let's go Peay. If you can get pressure and we can find out whether or not these quarterbacks can handle it, I think both of these defenses are really, really good as well. It'll come down to getting pressure on the quarterback and running the football, toting the tater. That's what this game has always been about. It's been since 2015 since Tennessee has beat Georgia in Neyland. I think they get the win outright as well, Rob. I'm getting the point, so I will take Tennessee plus the 3.5. And I do believe I heard Lang, who's great at making picks. That's why he gets to be in Vegas.
Yep.
I do believe I heard him say hit the under on this one. So I'll hop on that under the 49.5 as well.
Lang has had a pretty good read on the Georgia over-unders.
Yeah.
He definitely has had a pretty good read. He gave us that one last week on the group text on the day of. He said, hey, Storm's rolling in. They're starting the game early. Take the under. Georgia's not going to do anything. I will say there is no schedule spot here for Georgia because they have a week off after this before they play Alabama. So
thing that scares me about
there's
Georgia,
no automatic look ahead.
They haven't looked great in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But that might just, and they haven't covered either.
Yeah.
But that just might be, we're not showing anything yet.
I mean, Georgia plays how Georgia plays.
I mean, they might just show up and be a different team on Saturday.
They beat Marshall 45-7. What do you mean they haven't played? They beat them 45-7. They killed them.
Marshall's one of the worst teams in the country.
Yeah, they beat them 45-7.
They didn't cover.
No, they didn't cover. It was what, 38.5?
I think it was 42.
I thought it was 38.5.
Was it 38.5?
It was 38.5. What did you say? It was 42.
It wasn't. It was 38.5.
It was actually 34.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I know that wasn't the case.
You said
I know there were 2
confident.
38.5s that have fallen. Or no, there have been 2 48.5s that have fallen on 48, which is awful.
And then 28-6, like you said, the Austin Peay win, it explains itself. Like the weather was horrible. I mean, like I said, he told us, he goes, that this is going to be crazy low scoring. Like the weather's awful in Athens. So it was 28-6.
Yeah. All right.
Austin Peay, by the way, winners over Middle Tennessee. But no, this is more of I'll believe it when I see it. Heupel has not beaten Kirby Smart
Thought
yet,
that a long time
and he
about
hasn't
Tennessee
gotten
and Florida.
close to it. And he hasn't gotten close to it, and he's had better teams than this too.
Yeah.
And he hadn't gotten close to it. We'll see. Tennessee also hasn't beaten anybody either. That Syracuse win does not look amazing now. Fran Brown has his players running sprints after games, which is so stupid.
Stupid.
It's so dumb. But whatever. I love a Fran Brown press conference. The guy's amazing to listen to. But I just think I don't think that Syracuse win looks as great. And like Tennessee gave up numbers in that game too. I don't know. I just, for Tennessee, they got to be able to run the ball. They were a little bit better against Georgia last year, but it just hadn't mattered. Like Georgia's offense is able to do work against Tennessee. Tennessee also still without both of their starting corners.
Yeah.
I think this is where Syracuse and East Tennessee, it doesn't show up. It can show up when you play a team like Georgia.
Yeah.
The line in that Georgia Marshall game was 38.5.
It was
So
38.5.
It was 38.5.
The hook.
Yeah.
All right. Miami 17.5-point favorite against South Florida this week as South Florida looks to go 3-0 on the season and beat a ranked team for the third straight week. Miami's 1-4 against the spread on Saturdays, 1-4 against the spread as a favorite, 5-12 against the spread at home on Saturday. 13 of their last 17 against the American Conference have gone under the total. Meanwhile, USF 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games, 6-2 against the spread last 8 on the road, and 5 of their last 6 as a dog have gone under. Head-to-head, 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone under the total as well. I think the end comes for South Florida as far as winning, but I do believe they cover. I'll take Miami 35-20. South Florida covers. Total goes under. Roser.
Parking it. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not betting against South Florida again, and I don't want to bet on Miami. So, park it. CJ.
Go to the notebook real quick.
I like it. Workplace slay.
All day, day. Miami is allowing opponents to convert on third down at about a 27% clip. South Florida is converting on third down at about 38%. That will put them 10th or 11th in the American, right? So this is an American team that doesn't convert the ball on third down a whole lot and is evident in the 2 games that they played where big plays bailed them out against Boise. We talked about it. You brought it up last week, Rosa. 8 plays got them over 300 yards. The other 40-something plays got them 60. Whatever transpired against Florida was weird, right? South Florida has won 2 games in the weirdest possible way, and they dominated one of those games that they won. I think Miami is too good a team to let that happen. So I will be taking Miami to win straight up, but more importantly, I'll be taking Miami laying the 17.5. Granted, now, listen, I said Florida was too good to let that happen and looked up, and that game was freaking 15-18 or 16-18, whatever the hell it ended up being. Like, what in the world is happening right now? So maybe they do. Maybe they do. It would not surprise me. It would upset me because I got money on it, but it wouldn't surprise me if South Florida came out there and won in the weirdest possible fashion.
Man, if South Florida wins this game outright, should they be the number 1 team in the country?
Yes.
Nobody has those wins. Nobody will have 3 ranked wins.
Yeah, but
ranked at the time.
Ranked at the time.
I look at it this way too. They beat 2 teams that aren't ranked.
Especially if Florida beats LSU. What if Florida beats LSU?
Then Florida is ranked, and they would have.
Because I mean, how good is LSU? Because we don't think Clemson's looked very good. So how impressive is the Clemson win now?
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Good question for Monday's show. We'll discuss.
Yeah, I'm thinking too far in the future.
Yeah.
Wait, if South Florida wins, we're going. Okay. They have to win, though, first for us.
They got to win.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Roser mentioned it earlier. Always a crazy game when Ole Miss takes on Arkansas, and it is. And this is a weird line again for the 2nd week in a row for Ole Miss. Only 7.5 against the Hogs, total 62.5. Ole Miss 22-35-1 against the spread against SEC opponents, including 2-5 against the number in the last 7. 20 of their last 29 against winning teams have gone under the total, and 31 of their last 45 total games have gone under the total, including 10 of the last 14. Arkansas, meanwhile, 27-11 against the spread as a dog, 10-3 against the spread their last 13 on the road, 15-4 against the spread as a road dog, and 6 of their last 8 as a dog have gone under. Head-to-head, Arkansas has covered 10 of the last 12 against Ole Miss, 5-1 against the spread in Oxford. I think it'll be a close game, probably a crazy game, probably a crazy ending. I'm going to take Ole Miss to win it, but I'm going to take Arkansas to cover. 31-28 Rebels. Arkansas covers. Total goes under.
All right, well, screw you, because I have a pick on this. Bing! And it's the over. I got 61.5. It's now 62.5. 3 of the last 4 between these teams have gone 94, 69, nice, and 103. Ole Miss gave up over 350 yards to Kentucky. They suck. Like, Kentucky's horrible.
Yeah. Like, total wins is 4.5.
Like, they suck. And Ole Miss gave up over 350 yards
with Zach Calzada
to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Taylor Green, Bobby Petrino will come in there. They'll do their thing. I have Austin Simmons, if he's probable, he'll throw his 2 first-quarter picks, and then and then he'll be good the rest of the game. I think I don't really want to bet the number, but I do think this game ends up being 45-38 or something. So give me the over.
It has had that trend
Over
recently, for sure.
The total. 350 yards to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Kentucky, CJ.
Some of that was because Simmons is out here just giving the ball to opponents. Simmons 4 interceptions
He's done
on
that a
the
couple
year.
times.
Like, that's 2 games in, 4 interceptions
First
already.
quarter, both of them. All 4 of them were like in the first quarter.
Yo, I don't. That does not bode well. You guys, you brought it up, Rob. This game gets wacky, and so I will stay away from the spread pick. I am with you on the over, though, Roser. 7 of the last 8 Ole Miss games have hit the over. The overs are 7-1. Their last 8. I think points are going to be scored. That's what's going to make it fun, and you'll probably hit the over on a double reverse flea flicker, triple lateral type play to end the game for the win, right? Like that's what this game feels like every single year. This game gets weird. Texas A&M and Arkansas gets weird. Like weird stuff happens in these games.
Yeah.
I think Oxford would be a fun place to be Saturday night.
Yeah.
For this one.
No doubt. It'd be fun to be in South Bend as well. Interesting game here between 2 teams that you feel like you really don't know a whole lot about. Notre Dame -6.5. They had their game in Miami in which they lost. Texas A&M is 2-0, but they haven't covered either of their games. Texas A&M, this total is at 50.5. Notre Dame 11-2 against the spread in their last 13, 10-1 against the spread in their last 11 as a favorite. 5-0 against the number, their last 5 at home, and 5-0 against the spread taking on SEC opponents. 7 of their last 8 against the SEC have gone under the total. Texas A&M, meanwhile, their last 20 games, they are 4-17-1 against the number, 0-7 against the spread their last 7, 4-13 against the spread on the road in their last 17, 1-5 against the spread their last 6 against independents, and 5 of their last 6 against independents have gone under. Head-to-head, Notre Dame 2-1 against the spread in the last 3 meetings. All 3 of those have gone under the total. I'm going to take Notre Dame. I'm going to take them to cover. 28-21 Fighting Irish, and it goes under the total. Roser.
Ole Miss gave up over 350 yards to Kentucky. Finish.
I heard.
Kentucky. We're going to decide midway through this because I've got more to add to that. Texas A&M, you said what was it against the spread in their last 20?
4-17-1.
4-17-1. Okay, their last 15, all under Mike Elko. Mike Elko, 3-12 against the number. So 3 of those 4 wins have been under Mike Elko. But Mike Elko, 3-12 against the spread as head coach of Texas A&M. Since Marcus Freeman got to South Bend in 2022, Notre Dame 29-14-1 against the number. That's best in the nation. Marcus Freeman also 10-4 when he has more than a week or more to prepare. Texas A&M just 2-3 last year when their opponent had more than a week to prepare. All of this leads me to want to pick Notre Dame. And it's in South Bend. But I bet on Notre Dame against Miami, and that was on the road, and it was the freshman quarterback. And the freshman quarterback aspect of this worries me. I'm parking it. Can't pick. I can't do it because Elko is a really good defensive coach, and it feels like these spread numbers are out there now, and A&M will. I do kind of advise. This weirds me out too. I feel like that number's too high, 50.5. Why is that? I lean under. I lean to take the under. So let's just do that. Under 50.5. Yeah, which seems way too obvious.
Yes.
So that freaks me out. That seems much like how you said the total in the Ole Miss Arkansas game seems way too obvious to take the over. This seems way too obvious to take the under right here.
All right, CJ.
Freshman quarterback, like you said, Rosa. Cassius Howell is Texas A&M star defensive end. He's got 3 sacks already on the year. Just curious how that line protects Baby Carr grandson. What is CJ Carr?
Yeah.
I just call him Baby Carr. I call him Baby
Carr.
But how they protect him again on the road, and we saw Miami's defensive front in key moments in that game really get after it and cause havoc in the backfield. I will say though, Rosa, on your over/under, Texas A&M 8-2 their last 10 on overs. Overs have hit 8 of the last 10. Notre Dame, overs have hit 7 of the last 10 there. I think this is a back and forth type of game. I like the over the 50.5. Notre Dame to win. Texas A&M to cover, though.
All right. Another interesting one, a lot of good ones this weekend. LSU. They are what is it now, 7.5? Is it 7.5 LSU over Florida?
Yeah, it's 7.5 now.
Wow,
yeah, it's gone down.
It was 8.5,
Yeah,
down to
it
7.5.
Yeah, it was.
Total at 49.5. LSU 15-6 against the spread at home. 15-9 against the spread following an ATS loss, which they had last week. 18 of their last 31 at home have gone over the total. Florida 8-13 against the spread on the road. 4-22 straight up. Their last 26 on the road against ranked opponents. 25 of their last 37 as a dog have gone over, and 6 of their last 8 on the road have gone over. Head-to-head, LSU has covered 4 of the last 5, and 6 of the last 7 have gone over the total. I'll take LSU. I'll take them to cover. 31-20 Tigers. The total goes over the 49.5.
Yeah, again, like much how I kept telling you, Ole Miss gave up all those yards to Kentucky. Like the Florida against South Florida, it's not like, Florida had just a million penalties and everything, and South Florida didn't. Like the penalties were 11-9. Like you're roughly even there. South Florida outgained Florida 391 to 355. Like they just got beat. Maybe it was a look ahead spot because they're looking ahead to LSU and they shouldn't have been. Because after that South Florida game, they've got LSU. They've got Miami. They've got Texas A&M. Like their schedule just gets absolutely brutal. Maybe they were looking ahead to it, but I said before the season, my favorite SEC win total was Florida under 7.5 because I don't believe in Billy Napier, and they have the hardest schedule in the country. And one of those losses I had was obviously this LSU game right here. So I take LSU. Give me LSU. I'll lay the points and go over the total too.
All right.
Where is this? This is at
It's
LSU.
in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, where Brian Kelly is 20-2 as head coach at LSU. So I will take LSU to definitely win. I think there are real issues with Florida now. If that what's his name, Balkid can run the football, maybe they can stay in this for a period. But I got this as a 10-point win for LSU, so I will take LSU laying the 8.5.
If they got stomped this week, could he be fired this week?
Oh, he could. I think they would wait until when is their bye? They've got a bye coming up, I think. Florida football schedule. Like I think you said 31-20. I think LSU wins this game something like 37-17. Like I do. I think they might kill them. They have a break after the Miami game, so if they lose this and then get killed at Miami, then they have a week off before the home game against Texas on October 4th. So like that could be when it happens.
Wow.
All right. If they start 1-3 and get whopped by LSU and Miami, like
on top of that debacle against South Florida,
right?
Like that's enough.
You don't even want to give him a chance to save his job against Texas.
But I thought last year your boy would be done, Napier would be done by Halloween, by like October, whenever the hell, the week before they played Tennessee or the week after Tennessee. And all they did after that was win like 6 straight.
Yeah.
And so save the job. But this might be, to your point, Roser, it's better to go ahead and get rid of him and stop allowing him to do just enough to keep saving his job
keep it, right.
after embarrassing us for the entirety of the season.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, this schedule is so brutal. They have left on their schedule. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 10 games left, and 8 of those 10 are currently against ranked teams. Not even just ranked teams. They are all teams who are currently ranked in the top 17 in the country. Number 3, LSU. Number 5, Miami. Number 7, Texas. Number 16, Texas A&M. Number 6, Georgia. Number 17, Ole Miss. Number 15, Tennessee. And number 10, Florida State. God, that's also 4 top 10 opponents.
Good luck to him.
Jeez, that is a brutal schedule. And it's crazy. You watch the SEC show on Netflix? Billy Napier seems like such a nice guy. Like he really does seem like such a likable guy.
Well,
it's tough.
It's too bad. Another big one in the SEC this week, South Carolina and Vanderbilt. South Carolina, 4.5-point favorite, despite being the number 11 team in the country. Total at 48.5. South Carolina 14-16 against the spread against winning teams. 11-14 against the spread following a win. 18 of their last 32 at home have gone under the total, and 12 of their last 19 have gone under as well. Vanderbilt, meanwhile, 12-4 against the spread their last 16 games. 6-1 against the spread their last 7 on the road. 10-2 against the spread as a dog. 21 of 31 on the road have gone under. 13 of the last 18 meetings between these schools have gone under as well. I reluctantly, because I believe South Carolina is very overrated, I reluctantly pick South Carolina to win this game. But I do think it'll be close. I do have Vanderbilt covering 24-21 South Carolina, total going under the 48.5.
You know, it is a weekend for fights, Fish. You know, we got the Terrence Crawford-Canelo fight going on, too. I think we need like a fight poster for this with Lenore Sellers v. Pavia, because this game totally comes down to the quarterbacks. Yeah. And I think how well these quarterbacks both run the ball. And last year, so far this year, Lenore Sellers has not been amazing running the ball this year through 2 games. Pavia has been much better, but last year, Vanderbilt lost 28-7 to South Carolina. Vanderbilt just ran the ball 28 times, 108 for 3.9 yards per carry in that game. Now, Vanderbilt's been much better this year, 231.5 rushing yards per game through 2 games, including 262 on the ground at Virginia Tech last week. Common opponent. Vandy did look better against them. Give me the doors.
Yeah.
Give me the doors.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger.
Because I think South Carolina's under too. I think South Carolina's under on their team total. I'm not a big South Carolina believer this year. I think Sellers is awesome, but I think they just lost so much defensively. They have 5 guys get drafted on that defense. That's never happened. South Carolina's never had 5 guys from defense get taken in one NFL draft, and that happened. So give me Vanderbilt plus the points.
CJ?
I like that pick a lot, Rosa. I will also be on the Vanderbilt plus 4.5, and just give me more time, because I might like Vanderbilt straight up. When we talked about South Carolina, so much about South Carolina came down to Lenore Sellers being a generational type talent, Jaden Daniels, RG3-esque type talent. This is what he's done so far in 2 games this season, yards per game, 168.5 passing yards per game and 24 rushing yards per game. And when you watch, you might say, okay, well, he's not making plays with his legs, but he's extending the play, getting outside the pocket, making a big throw. And he's not doing that either. You couple that, his decent enough quarterback play, and again, we needed him to be elite, not decent. You couple decent quarterback play with a defense that is allowing over 300 yards per game so far, just 2 games in. That does not bode well for what Vanderbilt is doing coming in here. Diego Pavia reminds me a lot of Keenan Reynolds when he was at Navy, a lot of Desmond Ritter when he was at Cincinnati. Those 2 are completely different quarterbacks, and I think Pavia is a bit different from those 2. It's 3 completely different quarterbacks. But what happens to those units and to those teams with that on the field is greatness, right? I don't know why. I can't describe it. I hadn't quite figured it out. But I remember watching Cincinnati play and watching Desmond Ritter lead them to a CFP, a 4-team CFP, wondering how the hell is he doing this? And it was just as simple as, hey, we need 8. I'm going to find a way to get us 9. We need 10. I'm going to get us 11 or 12. Diego Pavia has that in him, making plays with his leg and his arms, doing enough to continue drives and keep the ball away from opposing teams' offenses, as well as score the ball when they get down close. Now I've talked myself into it. Give me Vanderbilt plus the 4.5 and Vanderbilt straight up.
Yeah!
Oh, straight up for the doors. I like that shimmy
mine.
right there, CJ. I like that shimmy. No, he's dead right. Like we talked about that before the season. Like with this, South Carolina is not one of these schools that goes out like Alabama or Notre Dame or Ohio State or whoever else, and just in Georgia, and just can reload when they lose a lot of NFL players. Like, they are not one of those schools that does that, and they lost a lot. And it's like, well, North Sellers, are you going to be that Jaden Daniels, the Cam Newton? Are you that? Are you elite? That you lift everybody up, that you can just lift him, and he has not done that so far.
Think about what Cam did. Think about the talent that was not around Cam Newton at Auburn and how great a season he had to carry them all the way through to a national championship. And that was the type of performance that we were expecting Sellers to have. He had the 4th best odds? Wasn't he tied with Nussmeier, maybe just behind Nussmeier?
Yeah.
On the Heisman odds to start the season.
Yeah.
And against Virginia Tech, and again Who did South Carolina play this past week? I can't remember. All the games were running
South Carolina
together.
State.
They played South Carolina. They struggled with them to
against
start.
South Carolina State. He has not looked dominant. He has not looked like somebody who's imposing his will on the game. And if he's not going to be that, it's going to be a tough year for the Gamecocks.
Yeah. All right,
Let's see. To your point, Lenore Sellers now 16-1 to win the Heisman. That is the 7th favorite. The guys ahead of him are Jeremiah Smith, 15-1. Arch Manning, 14-1. Dante Moore from Oregon, 13-1. Carson Beck, 11-1. Garrett Nussmeier, 9-1. And your favorite now is John Mateer from Oklahoma, plus 850. Man, that dude's fun. He will throw some passes that are like, whoa, what are you doing, man? But he's fun.
Yeah, interesting. All right. A couple of games out of the Shield this week.
Yeah.
We got the Broncos and the Colts, a couple of 1-0 teams.
Never thought we'd say this.
No. I was looking for games with 2 undefeated teams, and it's like, that's what I came upon. So, yeah. Broncos, 1.5-point favorite at the Colts, total 41.5. Broncos 1-4 against the spread their last 5, and 1-4 against the spread against AFC teams, 2-5 against the number against the AFC South. 5 of their last 7 on the road have gone over the total. Meanwhile, Indianapolis, 6-2 straight up their last 8 at home, 6-1 against the spread in September. 5 of their last 7 against the AFC have gone over the total. Head-to-head, Indianapolis 10-4 against the spread against Denver, including 6-2 against the spread at home, and 6 of the last 8 at Indianapolis have gone over the total. I'm taking the Colts straight up to win it 24-20. Wrong team favored, and it goes over the 41.5.
Yeah, I was not. You couldn't help but be impressed by the Colts. Like, I think the Dolphins are probably a disaster. I've got them in a parlay bet to miss the playoffs. This year, like I never thought they were going to be great, be really good. It just seemed like a disaster from the beginning. But still, the way the Colts destroyed them was very impressive. They scored on every possession. They never took a knee. All 7 possessions, they scored on them. As for Denver, Bo Nix is not super impressive. Maybe the Titans' defense isn't bad, though. Like, we will find that out as the season goes on. Denver's defense, still without Dre Greenlaw. He did not play week 1. He was one of the big free agent signings from San Francisco. Did not play week 1. Has not practiced yet this week, but that Denver defense did hold Cam Ward. He averaged 1.82 yards per dropback. That was the lowest for any Titans quarterback since Charlie Whitehurst in 2014, who had 1.34 yards per dropback against the Colts in a game. That being said, this is a total park it from me. I have no idea. I need to see. I definitely need to see more. But I do wonder if teams got a full year to look at Bo Nix, and now we'll see college Bo Nix. Or this will all start to work out, you know.
Well, maybe you'll transfer at the end of the year.
Because I am a believer in Sean Payton.
CJ?
And I think that most of us are all believers in Sean Payton and that offensive mind that he has. And I think he's a believer in Sean Payton, and he might be too confident in what he can do as a coach for a player like Bo Nix. Bo Nix, we watched him play last year, and I think that game against the Titans was easily the worst game of his career. And I think it was that because they asked him to get outside of himself. Like, okay, you've handled this thing, time to go to the next level. And Bo Nix cannot get to whatever that next level is that Sean Payton wants him to get to. He can't do that. And when you have a quarterback with very clear limitations who struggles with decision-making, particularly under pressure, you have to keep things simple for him. You don't need to make it complicated. He's not. I don't think Bo Nix is the next coming of Drew Brees. I think Bo Nix can be a very solid quarterback if you let him do the things solid quarterbacks do. I don't want to say game manager because we throw it's a negative connotation when we talk about game manager. But that is what I think Bo Nix has to be at this level. If they continue to ask Bo Nix to make these reads and push the ball downfield in the ways they're asking him to do it, it's going to result in, Rob, to your point, that college Bo Nix where turnovers are happening constantly, where bad decisions and bad passes are being made constantly, and they're going to find themselves in a world of trouble. I will also take the Colts plus the 1.5 in this one.
All right.
All right. Home dog, not a bad thing.
Biggest matchup on Sunday is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, a rematch of the Super Bowl. Chiefs are favored at home by 1.5. Total in that one is 46.5. Chiefs have not been covering. 4-11 against the spread their last 15, 1-4 against the spread their last 5, 2-5 against the spread their last 7 at home, 1-4 against the spread their last 5 years in week 2. Philadelphia 10-4 against the spread their last 14. They are 17-1 straight up in their last 18 games, 5-1 against the spread their last 6 on the road, and head-to-head 8 of the last 11 meetings have gone over the total. I'm taking the Eagles straight up in this one. Wrong team favored. Eagles win at 24-23, goes over the total.
Yeah, the last time the Chiefs were home underdogs, 2022 against the Bills. Bills won at 24-20. The last time the Chiefs were 0-2 was 2014. I think when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, these are their top 4 receivers: Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton, and Jason Brownlee. Now, you've heard of Hollywood Brown. You've heard of Juju Smith-Schuster. You probably haven't heard of Tyquan Thornton, maybe. And you definitely haven't heard of Jason Brownlee. But this is what he has to work with, Patrick Mahomes has to work with, and an old Travis Kelce. They have nothing at receiver. Like, Hollywood Brown's a third receiver. Like, he's a number 3. Juju Smith-Schuster's a number 3. Like, they don't even have a number 2 receiver out here. And I just think it's too much to overcome. A.J. Brown has said, don't worry about my 1 reception last week. They boxed me in all week. And if they do it again, guess what? The Eagles have the weapons to be able to beat Kansas City.
And I thought Kansas City's defense looked very mid last week.
It's got to be one of those things. Kansas City their defense is what has carried them each of the last 2 seasons. And at some point, do they start to wear out? You know, does it get to be a lot? You know, Chris Jones is another year older. You know, I'm with you. I think the Eagles. I would take the Eagles in this one. I would give me the points.
All right, CJ.
I just can't imagine Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs with he and Andy Reid being 0-2 and losing the home game to get to 0-2 on the season. Just off the strength of Patrick Mahomes' greatness, I will be taking the Chiefs laying the 1.5. Now, to do it is going to be ugly, and they're not going to want to get into a shootout with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this Chiefs defense is more than capable of getting pressure with 4 and not having to bring a lot of extra bodies in. So that means that when Jalen Hurts decides to get outside of the pocket and scramble, there'll be somebody there. So it won't be a 12, 15-yard thing. It'll be a 3 or 4-yard thing. And it will be very important on second down to keep the Chiefs out of 3rd and 1, but not the Chiefs, the Eagles out of 3rd and 1, because we know how effective that tush push is. I will be taking the Chiefs laying the 1.5.
All right, we'll take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at Thursday night NFL action, as we got a big one tonight, too, in the National Football League. We'll talk about that and then have our picks before we get out of here. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
The boy is mine.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
The NBA announced their Dunk of the Year yesterday. It was voted on by the fans, and it went to Ja Morant for his double clutch through Porzingis and Derek White. The call of it was excellent. That game we hung on to for a long time last season, but it was a spectacular dunk.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
How did they sell you on Memphis?
I was really looking at the success that Memphis had, something I wanted to be a part of, and then the reputation Coach Silverfield and Coach Cramsey had as an OC, the things that he was able to do with Seth and the things that he's done in his career. I felt like that's something I wanted to be a part of, and I felt myself being able to excel in his offense. And also, I looked at the weapons around and everybody that I was going to be playing it with.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hey everybody, welcome back to The Odds Couple. Thursday edition of the large program. We'll be back with you on Monday as well to recap the weekend. Lang will be back for that show on Monday. And then, of course, on Thursdays, we go ahead and talk about what's coming up this weekend and sometimes talk about what's coming up tonight. We got a big football game tonight with the Packers and the Commanders tonight. Green Bay is a 3.5-point favorite in that one. 1-4 against the spread against NFC East opponents. Washington 5-2 against the spread their last 7. Head-to-head, Washington's covered 4 of the last 5 meetings, and 5 of the last 7 have gone over. I like the Packers tonight, but I think the Commanders will cover. I like the Packers to win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Commanders do win, but I think if the Packers win, it's going to be very low score, or not low scoring, but very closely scored. I'll take the Commanders plus the 3.5. That hook is very enticing for me to take Washington.
Matt LaFleur 12-0 against the spread in weeks 2 and 3. So, I like the Packers team this year.
I do too, but I like Washington a lot.
I do too. I like Washington also. And anybody worried about that, they handled the Giants last week, and the Giants were tough for them last year. It's a total stay away from me. I'm gonna enjoy this one.
Good.
I'm gonna sit down and watch it and enjoy it.
All right.
Have no rooting interest.
CJ,
I'll be on the Packers to lay in the point. That game that they played against the Lions was just so impressive. We don't, Dan Campbell's not my favorite NFL coach in the world. But what I will say about Dan Campbell coach teams is they don't get out physical, right? If they lose, they lose, but it's not because they weren't the more physical team. And they got out physical by the Packers downright and moments manhandled by what the Green Bay Packers were doing. Micah Parsons unlocked so much for that defensive unit. They've had the past couple of years good players along the defensive line, right? Nobody great, but good, solid players. But you don't have to double anybody, or you didn't have to double anybody. You didn't have to pay a whole lot of attention to where players were lining up. Micah Parsons is different. You have to know where he is, and you have to double him. And when you've got a good defensive lineman versus one offensive lineman, a good defensive lineman can get there and get pressure a good percentage of the time, and that's all you need to rattle some of these quarterbacks. A quarterback like Daniels, who is so explosive with his legs, a true game breaker. Again, it's important to be able to get pressure with 4 so that when he does get outside the pocket and does try and get down the field, there's somebody there to wrap him up and keep those yardages from being big-time games. I like the Packers laying the 3.5.
all right, let's get to our picks for the week. It's time for our picks. Sometimes you hear, boy, that's not your father's team. When a team really turns around, all of a sudden they're really good. Northwestern is your father's team. Oregon will lay the wood on Northwestern this week, minus the 27.5. Oregon's 29-12 against the spread. Their last 41 as a favorite. I'll take USC minus the 21 on the road at Purdue as well.
It's a good call there.
Purdue 3-10 against the spread their last 13 games. USC's covered 5 of their last 6. Ohio State. I'm going to take the over 52 in that one. Over 52. 5 of the last 6 against MAC opponents for Ohio State have gone over. In Ohio, 5 of their last 7 on the road have gone over as well. Going with the Lions minus the 4.5 and the Bears. That is a stinky line. Stinky line. Lions minus 4.5. which scares me in this game. But Chicago's 3-13-1 against the spread on the road, while Detroit's 12-4 against the spread their last 16 games on Sundays. And then the Jags and Bengals, I'll take them under the 49.5. 5 of the last 7 between these two teams have gone under the total, so under the 49.5. All right, CJ.
I like that last one right there, Rob. I might have to put a little something on that. I will go with that Oregon Northwestern game as well. I will take the over, though. Oregon game totals, over-unders, have gone over 48 points 5 straight games. And in the past 2 seasons, they've gone over 48 20 times, under 8, and there's been 2 pushes there. I like Oregon and the over the 49.5. Give me Michigan and Central Michigan over the 42.5 as well. The Wolverines looking to bounce back after that loss to Oklahoma, and I think they'll be looking to be explosive in that game. We talked about Miami and South Florida. I'm on the Miami laying the 17.5. I will take the Rams laying the 5.5 against the Titans because I don't think that Titans team is very good. And give me the Jets plus 6.5. I know they lost, but I was impressed with Justin Fields and his performance in that game. Give me the Jets plus 6.5 against the Bills. I think that's going to be a bit closer than what we all think. Rosa?
All right. Let's take a look here. We're going to go Georgia and Tennessee. We're going to start out with this. And the reason we're going to do this is because we're going to take the Georgia Bulldogs. And we're going to take the Georgia Bulldogs to win this game by more than the 3.5. We're going to lay the points. Georgia has beaten Tennessee 31-17, 38-10, 27-13, 41-17. Those are the 4 games of Kirby Smart against Josh Heupel. So I only got to lay 3.5. I'll lay the 3.5. Alabama minus 21.5 against Wisconsin. I got it at 20.5. It's now at 21.5. These teams played last year. I was on Wisconsin in that game, and I knew in the first quarter, I think I texted y'all actually, if y'all go back and look at it, and I said, holy crap, I'm on the wrong side because the difference in athletes between Alabama and Wisconsin was massive. Wisconsin's starting quarterback also went out in their first game against Miami of Ohio. Their new quarterback in there who played last week, Danny O'Neal, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in his career. He played at San Diego State, now Wisconsin. I think Alabama is going to be out for blood again this week. We should have seen it coming last week. I think they're going to be out for it again this week, and it's in Tuscaloosa. Alabama, big time, 49-13 over Wisconsin. They killed them. Arkansas, Ole Miss, over the point total there. We went through that earlier. I don't think Ole Miss's defense is worth the crap. I trust Bobby Petrino's offense. Arkansas, Ole Miss, they usually have high-scoring games. 3 of the last 4, 7 of the last 8 have all gone. 7 of the last 8 Ole Miss games all gone over this number. So I think we're going to get the over on this one. Cowboys minus 5.5 against the Giants. The Cowboys have won 8 straight games against the New York Giants by an average of 17.25 points per game. The Cowboys have won 8 straight home games against the Giants by an average of 14.4 points per game. The last time they lost to the Giants, September 11th, on this day, 2016, 20-19. Dak Prescott 13-2 against the Giants, has thrown for almost 4,000 yards in his career against the Giants. Do you know Dak Prescott's record against the NFC East for his career?
No. 33-9. Wow.
Dak Prescott's record against the NFC East has a winning record against all teams. It's not just the crappy Commanders and Giants teams he's beat up on. He's also been really good against the Eagles. I'm going to take the Cowboys here, their home opener, lay the points, lay them big. Russell Wilson sucks. He's washed. I'm taking the New York Jets here. I got it at 7. I'd buy that hook to give it 7. I was impressed by the Jets. The last 3 games that these teams have played in New York have been a 3-point game, a 6-point game, and a 3-point game. And 2 of those 3 have been won outright by the New York Jets. The Jets have their best quarterback situation that they've had in quite some time here with Justin Fields. Was impressed with him, impressed with Aaron Glenn. I think we've had close games between these teams played in New York City. I think we get another win too. Give me the Jets.
All right, there you go. Our picks here for week 3 on the college football season and week 2 in the National Football League.
Great job, guys.
All right.
Great job. Good job, show.
Couple of freebies.
Oh, I love it. I love freebies.
How about Wake Forest plus the 7.5 tonight at NC State?
Okay.
Yep, we're going to take Wake Forest plus the 7.5 at NC State tonight. Also, baseball, San Diego Padres minus the 1.5 taking on Colorado. Colorado's mailed it in. It's over.
I will say,
not that it hasn't been over for months, but
Here's another play for tonight. Matt LaFleur has had a lot of success against Dan Quinn's defense. If you go back to from when he was, even with the Cowboys and even before that, Matt LaFleur's offenses have had a lot of success against Dan Quinn's defenses. They've had an explosive play rate of 25%, an average of 9 explosive plays per game against Dan Quinn's defense. Matt LaFleur has had, give me Jaden Reed anytime touchdown tonight.
All right.
I think Jaden Reed.
On that point, Roser, give me Jordan Love over 250 yards passing as well.
Okay.
I think you can get that at plus 115 right now.
Oh, all right.
And freaking Josh Jacobs has scored a touchdown in 10 straight games. The last guy to do that, the only other guy to do that in the last 20 years has been Jonathan Taylor.
Wow.
So,
All right, that's going to do it for us as we get you set for week 3 and week 2 of the NFL season as well. Thank you for joining us here on The Odds Couple. Good luck on all of your bets this weekend. Lang will be back with us on Monday. For CJ, for Roser, I'm Fish. Thank you very much for joining us today here on The Odds Couple. We'll talk to you Monday right here on Grind City Media.